Good afternoon. Well, that was a bit of a palaver going this. Good afternoon. Well, that was a bit of a palaver getting this live set up. It's a bit different to how it used to be. It used to be so easy. Um, Unless I'm getting old. Anyway, I just wanted to talk today about the human race and where we're headed. Unless people like yourselves get involved. Just very briefly, last Saturday I was out with some wonderful people. Aaron, Bob, um, Jeff, Zach, Dace, Ian, so many more, um, so many more, so many more wonderful people. Liam Rumsey. Anyway, I just want to talk today about where we're headed and this evil which has been forced upon the people. While we was out on Saturday, we spoke to a lot of people, and it wasn't a protest. We're talking about raising awareness, and we spoke to a father, two girls, talking about what's happening in schools, and the father holding the daughter on one hand, daughter on the other hand, turned around and said, "Not interested. Rather not know." And I looked at that father as he's walking his daughters along the road, and I think, where are you leading your daughters? You'd rather not know. Well, there you are. It tells you a lot. Anyway, I just want to talk today on. I've written a few things down here, and I just want to sort of like put it out there. Um, when this evil, which is being forced onto humanity, has been ended, please do not go along with the gullible belief of, I knew they would never have gotten away with it, and that's why I never bothered to challenge it. I can hear it already, and I'm sure a lot of you can as well. You know, I just think it's a crazy notion to have that mindset, but there you are. So let's be clear about this. Resistance and non-compliance when wrongdoing is going on is key to challenging this. Without the hundreds of thousands of people who stuck their heads above the parapet, and by doing so were expelled by family and friends alike, this evil would have reached fruition. Make no mistake about that. It would have reached fruition. And that's the frightening thing about it all. Now, if you choose to believe that our efforts were unnecessary, then that is your choice. But please remember that throughout history, humans, even though in their minority they have always stood tall whenever evil has risen its ugly head. Imagine where humanity would be today if humans hadn't stood up during World War II. And that's just one example. History is littered with examples of good humans challenging tyranny. And one day, those who stood tall and against the odds, we fought against tyranny and the destruction of millions. You know, we all have comfort zones. We all sit back, and if somebody else is doing it, we don't have to do it. And we always look for that one person that's going to be the saviour. Imagine if we all sat back and waited for that one person. Who's going to step forward? I don't think anybody is going to step forward, because we just wait for somebody else. So just remember that throughout history, the majority of humans weren't aware of so many atrocities until after the event, and then they were horrified when it was too late. Make no mistake about it, we are in danger of letting it happen again. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, but right now, for obvious reasons, we don't have the option or benefit of using hindsight. Remember the old saying, lest we forget. You know, it's all well and good after the event talking about the horrors that have gone on, but it takes brave people to step up and highlight the horrors that are going on unseen. You know, wars are different now. You know, you couldn't have a war like we had in the First World War, you know, or the Second World War, the Civil War in the US, and all the other wars that have gone on. You couldn't have that now because of the nuclear arms that these big powers have. We don't have. There's too many red buttons. So wars are created differently now. We need to understand that. We need to grasp that. Because if we don't, then we'll be in a war, where we are in a war, that we're not aware of. So I just want to talk to people who have shunned us. And I want to say this to all of you. And I hope I'm speaking for most people, because I believe, I'm a firm believer in united we stand, divided we fall. I'm a massive believer in that. So to those who shunned us, our door remains open with no need of apology. There is no need for apology whatsoever. I understand, and I know a lot of other people understand why you went along with it, because I went along with it for 4 weeks at the very beginning. March 2020 to April 2020, I went along with it until something didn't make sense. And then I started looking into it. So I ask you this, when things stop making sense, maybe that's the time for you to look into it and wonder why it doesn't make sense. You know? All we ask for you guys is that you come out of your comfort zones, where you know you're not judged by your family, because at the moment you're staying in your comfort zones because you're afraid that your family are going to judge you, going to disown you, going to cast you aside. I cannot go along with something even if my family think it's the right thing. If it's wrong, I'm not going to go. I'm not going along with it. Can't. So all we ask is that you come out from your comfort zones and step up to the plate, because one day, maybe not in your lifetime, not in my lifetime, they, your family and friends, will be thankful of what you did in order to save their lives and protect them from tyranny in a world unrecognisable for all the bad reasons. Whenever I see young people, I straight away think, what sort of life are they going to have when I'm long gone? And a good friend of mine who I've been working with, a couple of brilliant minds that I'm working with at the moment, they're always saying about fear. Fear is the one thing that holds people. It binds people. It stiffens them. They're afraid of things. They're driven by fear. You know, if you're afraid of something, you know, it's no good just hiding away from it, because it's only going to get bigger. It's going to get worse. So you need to challenge it. And so, all I'm going to say is that if you know in your heart that something is wrong, something isn't right, what are you going to do? You're going to sit back and allow it to happen, because this is your young loved ones it's going to affect. You sit back and let other people do your fighting for you. Imagine if someone came to me and said, "Tel, could you say something on my behalf? Because I'm afraid to, because I might lose my friends." If I spoke up as one person, people just see one person. But imagine if two of us sat on this sofa now and we both said the same thing. And 2 leads to 4, and 4 leads to 8, and 8 leads to 16, and 16 leads to 32, and so on and so forth. That's where numbers, I've always said this, numbers are what drive something, but don't be the one person that's going to sit back and let somebody else do it. You're good people out there, wonderful people out there, but the only thing that's holding perhaps you back is the fear of being judged. You know, I have, on this planet, on this earth, I have one judge. And that one judge is me. I judge me. Anybody else wants to judge me, I crack on, but I'm not going to change because people judge me. I have a creator up there who will judge me at the end. And every time I look in the mirror, apart from seeing this ugly mush, I realise that I'm doing what is right, the right thing. I am of calm, rational, sane mind. I'm not a raving lunatic. Might have been in my younger days, but I'm not. I'm 65, nearly 66 years old. My fight has been for the young children for years, 30 years. They might have been your children. They're probably now your grandchildren. And all I'm asking for you to do is to join me and others just like me and join that fight. It's not a physical fight, it's not violence. It's about fighting for your children's future, your grandchildren's future, and know that you did the right thing. But I'm not going to ramble on. I could ramble on all day. All I'm going to say is thanks for listening, and if I can find out how to turn this live off, I will do. But all the best. Have a lovely day. I'm going back out again this evening to go to a council meeting to support Aaron Leaves and the team again. What would I sooner do? I would sooner sit indoors and watch a bit of old-time TV, a nice glass of red wine. But it's not about me. Don't think that I want you to fight for me. Don't fight for me. It's not about me. It's about the future children, the future generations. And that's why I'm going out today. Again, like Aaron Leaves and Bob Says, Jeff Mealing, you know, Zach Marquettis, you know, Liam Rumsey and all them others, to do it for other people's children. So please don't think it's about us. It's not. It's about you, your children and your grandchildren. Thanks ever so much for listening. God bless you all, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.